Ireland, my Ireland, oh, I'm coming home. Though I roam, sure my heart never left her. O'er the dark rolling sea, she is calling to me. Oh, I'm coming back home to Ireland.
Get me the Falta 100,000 welcomes to Irish Paint Magic. Today I'm going to the east coast of County Waterford, and I'm looking forward to painting the Copper Coast, which is on the east coast of Ireland. So I want you to come right up here and to show you what I've done, what I have about to do. Again, I have my standard 24 by 18 canvas, and I've blackened in. The Copper Coast here is in the southeast of Ireland, and what I've done here, the sea is just here we have the rock face all along here. I just done that with black gesso, roughly. No, I didn't go to any great detail with it, but it got roughly in the coast and a few rocks out here. And what I've done then with the black gesso is just put this down horizontally to let me know where the sea is coming in here onto the sand. So what I've got to do, this is too dry, by a mile too dry. The canvas needs to be wet and slick. So I'm going to cover anywhere there's black with liquid or magic clear, and anywhere that's white with magic white. Okay, so I'll go straight into a 2-inch brush and up here. And now that's what I shouldn't have done, because the 2-inch brush is in white, but it doesn't matter, I just wipe it. So it's better to put on the, it's much better to put on the liquid clear first. So I'll just do it this way. Okay. Now don't put on too much. Whatever you do, put it on very sparingly. Very, very sparingly. Yes, I'm going to between Dungarvan and Tramore. That's where I'm going today. Again, now I'm putting this on quite sparingly. Most people fall into the trap that I'll say to themselves, I'll put on an extra little bit and it'll be better. It won't. It will be worse. So be careful. Whatever you put on with the mediums, put them on sparingly. I put them out of the way. Now straight away I can go in. Now the whole canvas is wet. See this, my finger slipping? It will slip around the top of the canvas. It's all wet and slick, and it will stay that way. It will stay that way now for the day. Okay, so straight away I'm going to go in up here to the sky with a little bit of blue. Into the corners, across the top, darken the blue, maybe a little bit of black into it, tone it down. You could put this black on its own if you wish. It's very, very good black for Ireland. And I know now there's loads of people out there that are going to be giving out that you shouldn't use black. You use what suits you, not what suits people that tell you. If it makes your life easy, you do it that way. Now here I go, here along, leaning hard and here, and I can make a cloud out of that. There's no problem there. And this will do as a shadow underneath it. And if you feel you want to put a little bit of crimson into it, you can always warm it up with a little bit of crimson, but be careful because it's so strong it could gobble up your painting, so be careful. I'm just warming up that colour. Actually, I honestly believe in the formula of that black that there is crimson in it anyway. So I'm after adding a little bit more to it there now. okay, and down. Now I'm going to go kind of a crisscross stroke. That's an exaggeration. Crisscross stroke down, and as I get lighter and lighter and lighter down, right down on the sky itself. So I have lights and shadows. I have dark and light and dark and light, and we can play on that then. I can put a little bit there if I want, okay? Right, so what I'll do now, I'm going to change brushes this time. Just a little bit there, force that up. Now if you stand back and look, you should always stand back from your canvas when you're painting every couple of minutes, not every few minutes, but every 10 minutes or something, because you'll see it much better from, stand back a few paces, you'll see it much better. But stand back and then the canvas will show you. If you're painting out on location, and if I'm on location and I'm painting a sky, well, by the time I'd have the sky half done, should be after changing 10 times. So be careful. So you've got to really use the canvas to tell you where the lights and the darks are. So if that's dark, this is light, and that's dark and this is light. So you play one colour to counter change, because you could have a lovely sky painted and some guy would come along behind you and say, well, that's not the sky, but you would have to tell him, well, if you were here 5 minutes ago, it would have been. So watch that, okay? So what I'm doing now, I'm looking at the light area here, and I'm going to go here now and pick up some paint with a 1-inch brush. So going to pull this paint out flat, pull it out flat, like that, with the 1-inch brush. And I'm going to come up here now, and I'm going to tap here. That light area is telling me there's a cloud here. Here I go, and off I go. And now I'm going to let that run out against, but again now I'm minding the dark. Different grades now of lightness here. So I wipe the brush when I come off, because it will take the old paint off. And here I can go back in here now, and off I go again. And I'm thinking now of the sun. My light source is the sun. And here now I'm going to bring, if you look now, the colour is dark here. And I'm going to use that to my advantage here at the bottom of that cloud. But I don't want to kill the light of it. And I don't want to kill the dark here. There's my friend, the dark. And down here, always mind the dark. The dark is your friend. Be careful of it, mind it, whisper to it. Now I wipe my brush, go back for more paint. And here again I go back into this fella and tap in. Do not try and paint. Don't try and paint it now, just tap into it. As though you were stippling or something like that, okay? There you go now. There you go. And now again, as you come down the sky now, I want it to be brighter and brighter. So I just put a few little bits here, but I'm minding the dark below as well, so that I don't lose them. Minding the dark down there. I don't want to lose my sea either. And here I don't want to lose my rock face. And now I'm going to get a clean 2-inch brush and gently go across the whole lot and ask you to sit down. Sit down now, Mr. Cloud. Thank you. Sit down over County Waterford. Thank you. That's it. Whisper to it now. Very gently. Whisper. Very gently. Ask it all to sit down. Sit down now. Sit down, Mr. Cloud. Thank you very much. Thank you. And leave it go at that then. Leave it go at that. Now I'm going to get myself a filbert brush. So I'm going to get black in on its own. I just want that to be dark, and I need to push the sky back. Okay, I'm looking at this clock and it's fine. Now, down I go. Try and watch the horizon. The horizon should be relatively, horizontal. Be careful of it. But notice now it's starting to push the sky back. Starting to push the sky back. And I'm going to fill all this in here with the black. And what I'm trying to do now is get an angle so the sea would come in, the beach would be here. That's it. Okay. So what I'll do is just for the fun of it, I put a bit of colour into that. I'm going to put sap green into the black. It may show and it may not show. You get a lot of algae out there in the sea at times, and it may show up later. If it does, well and good. Maybe a little bit of blue into it. Wouldn't go astray. Blue and green into the black. And remember now that the magic clear or the liquid clear is in there as well. So it isn't just all those colours. Not a bit of black. Now don't lose. I don't like going too blue in Ireland. A lot of people have the habit of painting a lot of blue water in Ireland. We don't get a whole lot of it. You get a lot of green. You can get plenty of green stuff. I watch it all the time when I'm at the coast. I often sit in the car and watch it. See, have a look at the sea every time you're passing. And say, hello, Mr. Sea. You're welcome. Thank you. Van Dyke Brown. And I'm going to get the outline of the rock face here. The cliff face. All along there. Just filling it in. But I'd need to have always when you're painting a cliff face or a mountain or anything that's recognizable that people will identify, if there's Crow Patrick, Cardentoul, or the cliff face of the Copper Coast, try and get the outline of the top of it right. People will only identify the shape of the top of it. What happens within it, they don't identify. So just try and get the outline of the shape and you'll have no problem. So I'm just trying to keep that shape here of the Copper Coast along here. Just that shape. Because that can be recognized. And that comes on right down here. Right there. Now notice how it is pushing. It's pushing the sky back. Pushing it back. And here. And then it goes down on there to the sea, down onto the beach over here. Now I'm going to make my strokes quite vertical from here on. Here I got my shape, as I'm going to do it again. There's the shape of the thing, and now I'm going to vertical strokes because it falls way down there. And out here, there's a few rock faces out there, look. They can be identified. And here, there's another one there that can be identified, okay? I'd imagine the local people might have a name for these ones out here, these small little laddies. They usually have a name. In Killarney now, when I'm painting the lakes, and if you go down the east, all the islands, they all have their names. You would have the Cow Island, and you would have the Hinnon Chickens, and you would have all them, and the brown above, and you would have, you know, people would identify the rocks and things like that. Now, the Kerry people have names on all of them. Now, there you go. That's grand. Now that's fine. I'm going to change to my knife. And I'm going to pick up the dark sienna on its own. Pull it out flat and get a roll of paint like that. And now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to catch that and pull it right down. Here and there now. Just let it break. Don't kill all the dark area, the Van Dyke Brown area. And we can highlight this again later, okay? Out there, there'll be little bits as well. And here, they're all vertical now. These cliff faces fall down quite steep there, quite steep. Right down onto the beach there. And again now, it's like the sky, don't mind the darks, whatever you do. Now I'm going to get some of the same dark sienna, and I'm going to add a bit of cad yellow to it. Small bit of cad yellow. Now, and that'll highlight that again. Again out here now, just highlight where the sun will catch part of that, and that would be falling down little bits here and there. No detail, too far out, no detail. Get a bit of white and the yellow ochre there. Maybe a bit of that. Now I have all different colours coming up here. I have white and yellow ochre, and I have had the dark sienna and the cad yellow. And again now I'm going to catch this and just let it come down, caress it. Think you have a baby in your arms now, you'll have to be that gentle. And I have a cameraman here, David, and he has often many a baby in his arms. Now there we go, right down. Oh, I'd say he's the melted rogue when he's out. Here we go, right down. But again, it takes all kinds. And again, right along now. I'm still not hardly touching, minding the dark areas. The darks are the most important parts. The darks will show the light. Now, going to go away from it, and I'm going to go back in here. I'll pick up the old dirty brush here, and I'm going to get some Van Dyke brown, and I'm going to look at this clock. Now here we go in under that with the Van Dyke brown. Just the Van Dyke brown on its own will do fine. There's only an undercoat anyway. That's fine. A bit of yellow ochre along here. Leave it sit on top of the... I'm still using the old dirty brush now. Leave it sit up there under the... on top of the Van Dyke brown. Up there. And just wipe it. Now I'm going to put a little bit of white. I'm going to wash the brush. Wash the brush. Now the Copper Coast gets its name from 19th century copper mining here. This is there's spectacular coastline here for about 15 miles of this Copper Coast. Now just cleaning and drying the brush here. Now I'm going to pick up some white. Just a little bit of white. And all this was formed, believe it or not, about 450 million years ago by ancient volcanoes and ice, the Ice Age, naturally enough. I'm going to pull this straight down now, but I don't want to kill all that dark area either. But I'm keeping away from this bit out here. And the Ice Age, and there was deserts here and everything you could imagine, going back 450, 460 million years ago. And that's why all this copper coast was formed. Now I'm just cleaning the brush, going to get, just got a few lumps there, going to get them off. Now I'm going to pull this down very gently, whisper to it, very gently. And now I want it to look wet, so I go across it. Come on now, start to look wet for me. Thank you very much. Thanks very much. Thank you. I want just that area to look wet because the sea would actually come in there. Okay, so I'm pulling the darker colour in now, in here. But in 1824, when the Mining Company of Ireland was formed, it acquired all the rights for mining in this area. Now I'm going to get my knife and just pull out the white flat. I'm going to get a little roll of paint and go out here on horizontal. I just want to create the illusion that there's waves starting to break out here by going horizontal just horizontal strokes. Whatever you do, make sure they're horizontal, otherwise it won't look right. It won't look right. So along here, just that way, let it come on. Right. Now I'm going to change to the fan brush, and I'm going to pick up some liquid white, maybe a little bit of titanium white. In the serious copper mining that took place there in 1824, and it lasted for quite a while, a lot of employment, but awful dangerous work. They used to have to make shafts and come on down in the ladders, go down into the belly, the bowels of that cliff face for the copper veins. Now here I'm going to push up here with this brush. Push up. More paint. And there was huge ladders, and men would have to climb up these ladders down into the bowels of that cliff face and into the earth, into the bowels of the earth, and to make a living. And they got little thanks for it, really. Now I go to pull the bottom of this out. That would come out like this, look. Pull it out. Right on there. Right on there. Now I'm going to get a little bit, I'm staying on the fan brush now. Now here, just putting that again to let that level off there. A little bit here, just to let it level off. Now I'm going to change again to the palette knife. The area was awarded a European Geopark in 2001. Now I'm going to put out flat the white, and it gained UNESCO Geopark status in 2004 in recognition for its outstanding volcanic geology. Now out flat, as well as its history for copper mining. Now here, pick up a roll of paint, look at the clock. Okay, now I'm going to go on here, and I'm going to force it off the back of the knife. I'm forcing the paint off the back of the knife all along there. So very historic part of County Waterford, I must say. Place well worth visiting. There's plenty of hotels and B&Bs and crack and everything else going on around there, and you should get yourself over. I want to thank some of the people in Waterford that sent me materials for painting on the shows, and I would appreciate if you have anything in nice area in your wherever you live and you think it's suitable to make a television show out of it, a painting, why not send it to the studio or send it on to me direct, and we'll, if we can, we'll facilitate you. If we can't, naturally enough we can't get everything in, but some of them are quite good and we like it. Now I'm just going to get my fan brush again, and I'm going to catch the inside of that and pull it out to meet to this wave coming in, okay? Pull it out that way. Come on out now, come on, for the Waterford people. Pull it right out. Just like that. That's it. Just like that. I think I'll put a few gulls. I don't know, have I time or not, but we'll put them in anyway. So I'm going to get two colors, black and white. Getting the liner brush, and I'm going to make the letter V spread out. And there's one letter V spread out, and there's another one spread out with the white only. So I'm going to get my black now. The black-headed gulls in Ireland, they're very popular. Just tip the bottom of the V now, there and there, and the tip of the wings, there and there and there and there. And you'll have black-headed gulls. They're very common in Ireland and they look well. they look well in the painting. So there's the Copper Coast in County Waterford, and very historical place. Try and get there. There's nice accommodation, there's great crack and music and entertainment and nice people. So until we meet again, God Mila Mahagud, Shlan Let. God bless you all, my friends.
Ireland, my Ireland, oh, I'm coming home. Though I roam, sure my heart never left her. O'er the dark rolling sea